I'm Timotab, and today I'm going to solve Foggy Index Strips by Blobz. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. Let's have a look at the rules. Normal sudoku rules apply, so we are going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits in cages do not repeat and must sum to the small clue given. So we can see that these three digits, or these three cells, make up the 7 cage, and so those 3 digits will sum to 7. Pink strips of at least 2 cells in length are hidden in the fog. Digits in a vertical strip in column n indicate the column in which the digit n appears in the corresponding row. Okay, let's use this one. Supposing we find a pink strip here. What that is saying is that if I were to place a 3 here, and I'm just going to use little digits so I don't accidentally uncover fog. If I placed a 3 here, because this is in column 6, then that's saying that the 6 for the row would go here. And then I could potentially have a 4 here, which would place a 6 here. And I could have an 8 here, which would place a 6 here. Okay. Digits in a horizontal strip in row n indicate the row in which the digit n appears in the corresponding column. So if I had these as my strip in a row, then a 1 here would indicate, because this is in row 7, that I would get a 7 up here. Okay. Placing correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells, possibly revealing more clues. All right, that's all the rules. I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. Okay, these 3 are definitely the extent of the 7. I can't have 4 cells for a 7 cage because the minimum digits for 4 cells would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is 10. So that is definitely 1, 2, and 4. That's the only way to make up 7 in 3 cells. This 5 cage maxes out at 2 cells because if I had 3 cells for this 5 cage, the minimum digits would be 1, 2, and 3, which makes 6. Now there are 2 ways to make 5 in 2 cells. There is 1, 4 and 2, 3. Now, if I were to put 1, 4 in here, then I would have 4 cells here that only use 3 digits, 1, 2, and 4, which isn't going to work. It would require a repeat. So this must be a 2, 3, 5 cage, and because there is definitely a 2 in this box, this must be let's be in number mode. This would be a 3, and this is a 2. Okay, we have a horizontal strip. That 2 is removing 2's from there. That places a 2 here. So this 2 horizontal strip means that there is a 9 in row 2. Right. We have the start of another cage here. Okay. So something to be aware of is that I'm actually limited in what these digits can be. Now, obviously they can't be 1 and 3 because I've already got a 1 and 3 in the box, but they also can't be a 1 and 3 because of the indexing. Because if, given that I've already placed a 2 up there, if I tried having a 1 here, that would index a 9 into the same box as the 9 that's being indexed by the 2. So I actually need a medium digit to index a 9 into this box, and a high digit, which is going to index a 9 into this box. So that means that the high digit will be 7 or 9, because it can't be 8. And the medium digit will be 5 or 6, because it can't be 4. But I don't know which way round that goes just yet. But 5, 6, 7, and 9 in those. And I do have an 8 in one of those 3. Okay. Now, this digit is going to index a 5 somewhere from here to the right. Okay, I don't think I can do anything more here at the moment. All right, so these 4 digits add up to 25, and I can't use a 9, so is there only one way to do that? So 8765 would be 26. Yes, so 8764 is the only way to do that, I think. 8764 is 25. And I can't use the 6 in the 12 cage because I need another 6. So the 6 must go in the 13 cage with a 7 to make 13. And that gives us 8 and 4 here. Okay. What does that mean? That means we get a 1 in one of these two, the 6 column, and a 1 in one of these two, which is the 7th column. And here we get a 1 in one of these two and a 1 in one of these two. Well, that can't be a 1, so that can't be an 8. So that's a 4. That's an 8. That 4 places a 1 here. That 8 places 1 here and resolves that 4. And that is not an 8. This 6, 7 removes 6 and 7 from there. So that's either 5 or 9. And then if that's 9, that'll be 5 or 6. And if that's 5, that'll be 7 or 9. Okay. This cage is at least these 4 cells. But 4 cells adding up to 29 is would have to be 9875. 9876 adds up to 30, so 9875 would be 29, but we have a 1 in there, so there's at least one more cell in that cage. Okay. Right. There is definitely a 1 here, and there is definitely a 1 here. That's used up all of the 1s for rows 2 and 3. So these, or another way to look at it is there's a 1 there. Those can't be 1s, those can't be 1s, that's a 1. Not that that helped with any fog clearing, but it is true nevertheless. So these 3 digits are 2, 3, and 5. Well, I can place the 3 there, and that's a 2, 5 pair. That removes 5 from this cell. Okay. Now what? So this is showing where 4 goes in the row. Can't be 1, 2, or 3. That doesn't seem very significant. Got a 15 cage here, but that could be 2 cells, it could be 3 cells, it could be 4 cells in some, or it could even be 5 cells. So that's not very helpful yet either. Okay. These are from 6, 7, 8, and 9 just by sudoku. But 9 can only go in rows 6, 7, or 9. 6, 7, or 9. So that one's not a 9. Okay. This is showing where 5 goes. So okay. So that could be a 1, which would index that 5. That could be a 1 or a 2 to index a 5 there, but it can't be a 2. So one of these 2 is a 1, and one of those 2 is a 5. So 5 can't be there. There's definitely a 3 and a 2, 2 and a 3 in that column there. Right, these 4 digits. 4, 5, 6, 7. And that one's not a 4. All right, that one can't be a 5 because that can't be a 2. So we've definitely got 4 and 5 here. Eight. That's indexing 5s, that's indexing 4s. Okay. All right. 4 can't go into into any of those by sudoku. 4 is in one of these 3, right? But this pink strip is indexing 4s. In particular, those 2 are potentially indexing one of those 2 4s. But this 2 means that that can't be 2, so it's not indexing either of those. Those are not 4s, and that is. Very nice. And now we needed 9, 8, 7, and 5. If it were 4 cells, well, we've got 4 and 1 to make 5, and we've seen the whole cage now. So 6 is not in any of those. And that's a 6. That makes that 7. So those are not 7. That is not 7. Okay. So, what is my next deduction? Okay. None of these can be low digits. So one of these is a high digit from 7, 8, 9, and one is a medium from 4, 5, 6. Okay, where does 1 go in this column? I think is an interesting question. 1 can't go there by sudoku. Can't go in either of those 2 because of these ones. It can't go here because of this 1. It can't go here because that can't be a 4. It could go there, and it can't go there or there because we've got a 1 in those. That's a 1. Okay. Um, So that's at least a 4, that's at least a 4, that's at least a 4. Don't see why 3 couldn't go in there. 3 could go there. Right. I've got a 1 in one of those by Sudoku. That is 5, 8, or 9. One of those two is a 7. These are from 2, 3, 8, and 9. All right. Right. One of those is a 1, so that's not a 1. Nine could be 2 or 3 digits, so that doesn't help. That could be anywhere from 2 to 5 digits. Don't see how that's constrained. I've got a medium and a high digit there. That has to be medium or high. One of those is a 1, so I need a medium and a high for the other 2 digits. But I'm not seeing where the restriction is. Okay. This is where my next thought should be. That's a 6. That's indexing a 9 into the 6th row. So that is a 9, that is 8, that is 7. Okay, so this is a 5-9 pair, so either this is 9, meaning it's a 9, or it's a 5, meaning that, no, that is a 9. But if this were a 5 by Sudoku, this would be a 9, which breaks. So that is a 9. That's a 5. Those are not 9s. Let's remove the corner marks. And this 5 means that this is a 1. There we go. Right, this is how our 9 cage is set up. I can't put a 1 in it, so it must be a... Oh, well, hang on. No, I can't have a 4-digit 9 cage. Right. So it doesn't have a 1 in it, so it must be 2, 3, 4. That is not a 4. So that means that 4 is in one of these two. So that is now 5 or 6. That gives me a 5-6 pair in the row. That's my medium digit. So that has to be a 7, 8, or 9, which is going to index a 4 into one of those three. Um, okay, what next? There's a 1 in one of those by Sudoku. There is a 2 in one of those by Sudoku. Right, this 12 cage. That, if it is 2 digits, can only be 7, 5. And if that were the case, it would have to be 5 here with the 7 here, because we then can get a 6 here to index the 5. If it were 7 here and 5 here, that would need to be a 7 to index that 5. So that seems likely, but this could be, well, could it? Could that be a 3-digit cage? Given that we've got 2 digits here, the minimum that these 2 digits can be is 5 and 6. So nominally it could be 5, 6, 1. But if this were 5, 6, 1, then if that were the 5, that would need a 6. So it could be 6, 5, 1 with a 7 here. 6, 5, 1 with a 7 here. Or it would be 5, 7 with a 6 here. So 6, 5, 1 with a 7. Or 5, 7 here with a 6 here. That gives me an 8, 9 pair. I've got a 5, 6, 7 triple. So 6, 5 indexed by 7, that's 11, that would be 1. Or 5, 7 indexed by 6, with those two being 12, and we know nothing about that. Okay, that was quite interesting. That places an 8 in one of those three by Sudoku. And I get a 9 in one of those two by Sudoku. So if this were 8, then that would place 5 here. That would mean that would be 7, 5, and 6. That seems reasonable. Could I have a 4 here? 4 would place 5 there. That would have to be high. That would be 7, 6, 5, 1. The 5 there would make that a 6, placing the 4 there. That doesn't contradict with the 4 there. That all seems reasonable. That's not a 9 by sudoku, so one of those two is a 9, and one of those 3 is a 9. Actually, one of those 3 is a 9. That one could be still. What's going on with this 15? Just doesn't seem... yeah, it feels just like I've got too much potential movement. I could still get 5 cells in there easily. Right, if that's 5, that puts a 4 here, makes that a 2-3 pair. That's 6, that's 5. This 12 cage, is there something I've missed about the 12 cage? Yes, there is something I have missed about the 12 cage. I have 1s here. That can't be a 1. That prevents this from being the 11 option with the 1 here. So this has to be 12. So that is 7. That is 5. Making 12. That is 6. All right. 8, 9, that can't be a 1. So that's a 1. That makes that a 1. Um, 9 plus 5 or 8 plus 6. Well, it can't be 8 plus 6 because of this 6. So that's 5. That's 9. That 5 gets indexed by an 8 here. that must now be 8 by sudoku, and it is indexing a 9 here. That 1 is indexing that 9 there just fine. So this must be a middly digit and must be 4 or 6. And that's going to be one of those two. That 7 is indexing itself. That needs to index a 7 in the row, which is indexed by 2. So these are 3, 4, and 6 by sudoku. That one's not a 6. These are 3, 4, and 7 by sudoku. Okay. We are indexing 9s up here. That's clearly not a 1. In fact, we can place a 3 there. That has to be 4, 5, or 6. So that's our middly digit. This has to be a high digit. So that is 9 or 7. And it's not a 7 by the row. So that's a 9. And then this 3 means that that's a 2. That's a 3, 4 pair. That is an 8 because of the 2 and the 3 in the row. That is not a 3, so it's a 2. And then that is a 3. This is a naked single 8. This is indexing a 7. It can't be a 7 itself. It can't be 8. So that is 4, 5, or 6. And the 7 is in one of those 3. That places a 7 here by sudoku. Yeah, I need a 7 in this row. That's a 7. These two digits are 5 and 6, and we know the order. That's 5. That's 6. That resolves this as being a 6, placing the 4 here and the 3 here. That makes that 5 and that 6. And then that removes 6 from there and 6 from there. So the 9 and the 7 are in positions 4 and 5 in some order. And that is an 8. So the 4 is in 7 or 9. So that's not a 4. In fact, we can see that because of the 4, 5 pair anyway. And this is a 2. Okay. That, at least at first blush, could still be a 5-cell cage. I'm not going to look at that just yet. Right. This is indexing a 7 in this row. That could be a 1. What are my candidate digits for the column? Do I want to do that? No, I think I've got too many options just yet. Okay, if this were a 5, then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, that's clever. Right. This cage already has a 4 and a 5 in it, so I can't repeat them here. So my 4 goes in one of these 3. So this is going to be 4, 5, or 6. If this were a 5-cell cage, then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. The only digit that could now be would be a 6, but that would index the 4 to here, but we've already got a 4 in the column. All right, this is not a 5-cell 15 cage. It is a 4-cell 15 cage. Now, unfortunately, that still gives us quite a lot of leeway. But I do know that 4 is in one of those 3 because those can't be 4s. So that's 4, 5, or 6. And in fact, by Sudoku, it's 4 or 5. So that is not 4, which we obviously knew by Sudoku anyway. Right, that's not a 4. So where is 4 in this column? We know that 4 is here by Sudoku and here by Sudoku, and the only place that overlaps is there. So that's a 4. That makes that 5. That gives me a 2 and a 5 here. So now I need 11 in 3 digits. And I can't use a 4 and a 5. So if I don't have a 1, I get 2, 3, 6. Which seems doable. In fact, okay, by Sudoku, those digits are 2, 7, and 9, and then that is not a 9. If I have 7 and 4, that gives me 11. That leaves 5. No, that leaves 4 to get to 15. That would have to be a 1 and a 3. That would be a 1. That would be a 3. So if that's 7, that is definitely a 1, and that is definitely a 3. But if this is 2, that gives me 6. And then these two have to add up to 9. I could do 1, 8. Couldn't do 2, 7, because that would be a 2. 3, 6. I could do 3, 6. So 1, 8, or 3, 6. Okay. Let me just work through that again. I need 11, given that I've got 4. That can't be a 9, because that would take me to 13, and these would both have to be 1s. So it's definitely 2 or 7. If that's 2, then that gives me 6. I need 9 more. I could do 1, 8, specifically in that order. I couldn't do 2, 7, because we'd already have a 2 here. I could do 3, 6 in that order. And couldn't do 4, 5. Right. And if that's a 7, I now have 11, and I need 4 more. And I could do 1 and 3. Okay. There we go. Where does 8 go in this box? And by sudoku, it goes precisely there. So now we have 12, and I need another 3. So that's 2. That's 1. That makes that 6. And that's 7. That is not 2. That is 7 on 9, and we are indexing a 1, so that is a 7. This is indexing the 1 in this column, so that is a 3. That's not a 1. That is a 1, and we've got that indexed correctly. That 7 makes that 9 and that 7. That indexes the 4 in this row to here. That makes this 3. That's 7. That is 4. We get a 3, 9 pair here, and the 3 resolves that. So that's the 9. That's a 3. 9 gets indexed by a 6 here, leaving that to be a 4. Okay, I need to index a 7, and the only place for 7 in this row is there. So that's 9. That makes this an 8 as the last digit in the row. The last digit in this column is 9. Last digit in this column is 6. These 2 digits are 3, which must go here, and 4 here. And then I need 2, 5, and 6. That's the 5. That's the 2. That's the 6. Yeah, I love that. That was a really fun puzzle. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and certainly got me thinking about the indexes. Particularly liked the 4-5 pair in here, which limited the 4 to here, which proved that this could not be a 5-cell 15 cage. That was a nice touch. And then earlier on, the 5-7 for the 12, once I had remembered that my pointing ones up here meant that that couldn't be a 1 for it to be a 3-cell 12 cage. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you, Blobz, for setting it. If you like this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.